Hey there, boys and girls of the YouTube world. Today, we're gonna see if we can't take the old mega cab just a little bit further. And by that, I mean, factory, these things come with a 31-gallon fuel tank. When I'm pulling this thing hard, I'm getting around 10 miles to the gallon. And that means every 300 miles, you gotta stop and get fuel. The other thing is, we buy fuel in bulk here, so I get a little bit of a discount. So if I can fill up here and not have to fill up until I get home, I can save myself a few bucks. And the other thing is, sometimes we're pulling that 40-foot gooseneck and you can't get into a lot of gas stations to get fuel. And on my last trip to Iowa, I found out not all gas stations carry diesel fuel. So that being said, we're gonna take this stock 31-gallon fuel tank out and we're gonna put a Titan fuel tank in, not a paid promotion. These tanks are about 1,200 bucks. They're spendy, but for what I'm doing, hauling cars, going across the country, we're taking this thing to Oklahoma and then Texas next week. So that's a lot of fuel stops. So this Titan fuel tank, being how this thing is a mega cab, short bed, the factory fuel tank is 31 gallons and this Titan fuel tank is 52 gallons. So that's an extra 21 gallons of fuel. Even at 10 MPGs, that's an extra what? 210 miles. And at 20 miles a gallon, that's an extra 420 miles. It really breaks the bank when you got to fill the thing up at a pump, but you just get to keep on going, and you don't make any money when you're sitting still at the pump. You're just spending money. So if you can keep going down the road, that's a good thing. Put one of these in my 05 Dodge. Absolutely love it. That thing's a long bed, so went from 35-gallon fuel tank to I think it's 60 in that thing. So very nice.
Really nice.
This uses the stock mount, stock location, stock fuel pump. Everything is stock. They are great. They look great. They go in great. So let's do it. This is my 2013 Mega Cab. It's got a 6.7 diesel. It's got the 46RE automatic transmission. That's been tuned up. It's got about 224,000 miles on her now. This thing was submerged past the sunroof in fresh water. Guy was backing his boat in. Bloop, 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 bloop. Sunk down with about 15-ish thousand miles, and a buddy rebuilt it. He put 200,000 miles on it, and now I've put about 9,000 miles on it, 10,000 miles on it. So she's a good pickup. She's the Longhorn Laramie, so it's got the cowhide seats in it, which I guess they wear really well, allegedly. Not really my jam, but whatever. It's the right color. It's got the right engine, and that's about it. Didn't really care for the Mega Cab, but I got it. I'd rather had a long bed, but try to find a white long bed crew cab that isn't completely molested or crazy price. Impossible. Let's get this thing up in the air. And then we gotta open the box over here, Duff. Yeah, that's the other reason I want to get this thing installed, because that old Titan XXL fuel tank takes up a lot of space. Go check them out, TitanFuelTanks.com. Like I said, not a paid promotion. A great product, but you gotta pay for it. But I figure a new pickup like this is probably, buddy just bought one. Not even a long box, not even a mega cab. The Mopar Madman, he's rich. He's a stay-at-home trucker. MSRP was $97,000, and that was before running boards, before tonneau cover, before putting wheels on it, before block heater, all that stuff. $97,000. I'll stick 1,200 bucks into mine, and we'll run her for another 200,000 miles. Duff likes the mega cab. All kinds of room back there for activities for him.
Look at all this floor space. So much aerobics in here. So many activities.
No, we're not going for an RIDE just yet. We gotta swap a fuel tank, bud. All right. You want to slide the lift arms underneath on this side and I'll go to the other side? Okay, or not. All right, we got her up in the air. Like I said, this thing's a short bed. I'd really love a long bed mega cab conversion. That'd be fun to park, but we wouldn't have to go to the city. So I think we just got to take these two straps here loose and drop this thing down and then unhook our fuel line connections and our sending unit connections for a fuel pump and whatnot. Oh man, we got a pinion seal going out. No, just a bunch of engine oil that drained out up there, because I just changed this and it was fine. The only difference in this kit is this thing's got a miles to empty, or MTE they call it, and this thing still, the computer thinks we got a 31 gallon tank versus 50 gallon tank, so the miles to empty is gonna be off, which is fine. The gauge should still read correct though. All right, I should have checked how much fuel's in there. I don't really care because we're gonna use the hydraulic transmission jack and we're gonna let her down and go from there. Probably gonna have to let it down some because I feel like that lift doesn't go that high. Why do they make 2-post lifts that don't go high enough and transmission jacks that don't go high enough? What is with this stuff? You could definitely do this mod without a lift, but I would highly recommend running all the fuel out of your tank. You could just drill a hole and drain it, but I want to save this just in case we ever sell it and got to put it back in, or for some reason buy a pickup like this from a scrap guy that the scrap guy cut a hole in the fuel tank, because that's what scrap guys do. All right. What size are those? 15 millimetric. Oh my gosh, and they're super deep. I need a super deep 15 millimeter socket in my collection. Let's see what we got. That would be a great start to this video. Snap these off or round them off. This should be fun. Hopefully the drive shaft isn't in our way. Couple inches too short. Story of my life. Oh, for cheese and rice. Who tightened them up? Yeah, that's not gonna stay. Alrighty. Let's blast these nuts off and then let the jack down. Thank goodness vehicles finally went to plastic fuel tanks. So someday we'll be doing revivals on these and we won't have to worry about rusty fuel tanks. Because guess what? It'll happen. Oh, of course. Center of gravity? Yeah, right. Never heard of her. You know, we probably should have read the instructions first, because I'm probably doing this wrong. What fun would that be? All right, looks like we got some hoses up there we gotta unhook, specifically the fuel fill hose. I don't know how we're gonna get to that. Should plan that out. I did open the box. Here's where the fuel fill goes. I don't know. We gotta look for any foreign debris inside the tank. We're not worried about American debris, just the foreign debris. And there's this bracket they got for the front, I suppose, to hold this. It does come with new straps. My last one used all the existing straps, but like I said, that was an 05, so 8 years older, and that was a long bed, so that matters. And our extra large fuel tanks provide freedom. Freedom to chase your dreams, freedom to explore, freedom to adventure. Want to go on an adventure, Duff?
Let's go on an adventure.
Freedom to get where you need to when it matters without having to worry about fuel. Freedom to be there for your family and loved ones when needed. Anyway, greatest country on the face of earth, the United States of America.
America!
They don't come with instructions. You gotta click on the link, so I'm gonna look that up just so I don't screw anything up. 2019 plus Rams, not a problem. We got a 2013. And I'm guessing these are like a rubber insulator. You know what I mean. All right, I'm gonna check out the instructions because we don't want to screw anything up. So the instructions say that you're supposed to hook the fuel neck through the wheel well, but I don't know how we're gonna do that. Not a lot of access in there, so I want to risk life and limb, shimmy up that ladder, stick my head in between the exhaust and the drive shaft, try to get that out of there. I'm excited. Duff, not so much. Ooh. I can see the hose clamp. But can I be the hose clamp? Oh, I'd the right size nut driver. What a glorious day. Duff, we got a special delivery. The Bobsy twin is here. Lil Bobsy. I think that's his rap name. Oh, get him! Oh man, red diff cover? You got screwed on this deal. So if your brother's Big Bobsy, are you Lil Bobsy?
Well, I'm Skinny Bobsy.
No, you're Lil Bobsy. That's your new rap name too. I just determined that.
Works for me.
It's Spanish for the Camino. Did you start doing some body work there?
Absolutely not.
Liar. Did you take the Kraggers off? I'm pretty sure it had Kraggers. Didn't these all come factory with Kraggers?
No.
Where's the other 2 lug nuts?
If 3 don't get it off the trailer, 5 never would have.
Good point. What do you got jamming in there? AM talk radio?
Sure.
Factory seats? No fuzzy dice? Hey, it's got floor pans.
Most of them.
Good enough for the girls we go with. There must be a button here. There's the button. Oh! There's a case of beer storage compartment back. You can't tip them both ahead at the same time, silly pants. Now you can tip yours ahead if you want. What's that? Cup holder! It's not gonna hold the pounders. Oh, it's busted. Is this window in here? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, she's a SS 396. Look at this, just held on by 2 sets of hopes and dreams. What? Did I hear flexi exhaust?
I believe it does. It's just laying over there, along with the air shocks.
Well, yeah, you gotta have air shocks because it's a TRAR. Oh, that hitch is custom. 89. What year were you born?
93.
This thing's been off the road 4 years longer than you've been alive. Oh, it's just a 10 bolt though. Yeah, the flexi exhaust has left the chat. Trailer harness. Speaking of that, look at these guys. Trailer lights working. All of them, mostly. Just needs quarters and fenders and floors. What a deal.
Trailer plug.
That's for the CB whip. That's the big old chrome one with the fwanger on it.
Look at that.
Boing, wang, wang, wang. Oh my gosh. You sure you don't want to keep this thing? You're keeping that running board, so I don't know why you wouldn't.
It's just conveniently stored there.
Stored. Oh, watch out for that first step. That'll get you. Did you bring your dog with?
No.
Oh, Duff wanted somebody to play with. Well, I guess we'll take it. $50, right? Chin will count it for you if you want him to.
It's already leaking.
Yeah.
I don't know where the water
I don't know where the water. It seems the transmission cooler lines have. What? It's got a new.
It's got a new front end.
Yeah.
Except for it needs to be tightened. Like.
Yeah. What's going on there?
It didn't have that along with a drive shaft when I bought it.
So where's the drive shaft?
I don't know.
You didn't bring a drive shaft with?
It didn't have.
I had to source my own. Didn't have a front end, but it has one now.
Here's the grease zerks and cotter pins for it too. Didn't get
I'm
that far.
a little disappointed that this wasn't in a SpongeBob sock. It had a whole. It had. I had to put it on today. So, what a deal. Somebody's just driving by, gonna see me hand you a fistful of cash, and you give me this little white envelope, crumpled up. Yeah, this is the finest stuff.
Joke so much about the methamphetamines.
Why? You got like most of your teeth. Because people are because meth heads
Be like, oh, the car thing, that's a front. He's just
peddling meth.
he's just winging it out the door. Straight Walter White. Why do you think he's into campers?
Yeah, why do you think I buy so many campers?
RV. That's what you want.
What, like a Winnebago?
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm so chubby? Because of the meth. I don't do it though. I just grow it.
I'm on meth.
All right. Well, now what do we do?
kick it off. It's got 5 neutrals.
Oh, you just gotta jiggle the handle, huh, Pigpen?
Just jiggle it.
It's got 5 neutrals. It's got that SEMA drive shaft in it.
We got another one, boys. Oh, rust and Bluetooth. Hell yeah.
What do you guys do with these things?
It's for when you have a 35 Ford frame with a flathead in it that
Didn't I buy one of those from you one time?
you don't really want to, with 4 stuck wheels on a tree, and you just drive away.
How big was the tree?
Big enough to drag it off.
Bigger than the hitch on your pickup, apparently. All right. You got the winch hooked up? Oh, we don't even use a binder on the back. We just use the winch to sucker tight. Classy. Duff, go taste that antifreeze, see if it's new.
Oh yeah, get in there, real nice and deep, like.
Yeah, that's it, boy.
That's it, boy. Get in there nice and deep like.
Oh yeah, just pull me out.
Just gotta jiggle.
Give her the old slap and tickle.
Looking for a little slap and tickle.
All right, she's out of there and slowly draining fuel back. But yeah, there's this big old fuel breather and then this tiny little breather, fuel filler, and then you got your pressure and your return. Oh, you can tell by the arrows, and then your little connector here. As you can see, there's a lot of gravel there, so we're gonna go pressure wash this off. And maybe even take these plugs off this new tank, because we're probably going to have to evacuate the fuel out of this one, and this will also tell us if they're the same size. They are. Yeah. All right, pressure washing time. Pressure washing is fun. I'm gonna go get cleaned up now. Ugh. Anyway, the tank looks much more bueno. If I had to pressure wash all day, I think I would be a raging alcoholic for sure. All right, here's what we got for connections. This is that breather, the disconnect. We gotta hook that up, which is the same, but different. We gotta hook up our fuel fill in that breather, fuel fill. And that's it. We gotta knock this locking ring out. We're gonna put our fuel pump in there. I like these stock fuel pumps. It was working before. You must have changed it at one point, because this is a Delphi. And you can see somebody's been in here scratching around with a screwdriver. So I think they cleaned the gravel off this one other time. All right, let's, now would be a good time to put a new fuel pump in, but like I said, you're gambling with a new one. So we're gonna run this one. Already checked the new tank. Foreign and domestic debris. Didn't see any, so now we're gonna lube up the O-ring, keep it from leaking. The Mojo is gonna grind away back there. I don't even think he's doing anything. He's just back there making noise. Like those girls in the calendar who pretend to weld and grind and wrench. He just back there got an old rim on the ground. Just hitting her with the grinder. Petroleum jelly. I love jelly. You know what the difference between jelly and jam is? Can't talk about that. Ugh, you don't want jelly fingers when you're swapping fuel pumps. So I'm gonna lift this out and slide it into the new one. That locking ring, she's a tight fit. Good news is we don't have to worry about it coming unlocked. I think we're ready to lift this thing up into place. Start hooking everything back up. Oh, we should probably swap out these strappages. The new ones on. The big strap ons. All we got left is to slide these rubber insulators in there and hook up the straps. And I'm fat and out of shape and sweat. You gotta make sure you get your gas tank straps tight so you don't end up like Dalton at Pole Barn Garage when he tries to go racing and the fuel tank falls out of his square body, I don't know, Impala, station wagon, Caprice.
Turns out it was my gas tank, even though my car completed a lap and was still running.
You're still running?
Yeah.
Your gas tank.
What?
That's your gas tank.
How was it still running?
I have no idea.
Sir, you can't park that there.
Miraculously kept running for quite some time. There we go. Oh, we just got to put the additional front strap on. Don't forget your strap on. And go from there. I feel like I probably should have read the instructions. And I probably got to take that back down and drill some holes or something. Cripes. Hopefully not. All right, we got her in place. Getting that front bracket was a little bit of work. There's supposed to be a notch in the frame where a bolt went through, but it wasn't there for some reason on this pickup, so got her marked in place, drilled her through. The thing I didn't like about the instructions is it says, walks you through everything, and then tells you to put that bracket on beforehand. So, tighten fuel tanks. Make your instructions better. And also, it said the hardware is 1/4 inch, but it's 5/16. So, we got her in place. Chin helped me get her up in there. Now we got the old clickety-clack running. These pumps don't like to pull, they like to push, but it's doing a fine job, I think. It's trying anyway. Oh yeah. So, hopefully once we get enough fuel pumped in there, we should be able to give her a whirl. Run her to the pump and fill her up. We'll be ready to run her to Texas. Better see what Skippy's got going on back here. I bought this 32 Ford four-door sedan 8 years ago. I was going to a football game in Brookings and I drove by and I saw this thing sitting in a guy's yard. And I pulled in and he's like, I'm gonna plant flowers in it, or my wife is. And I said, that's a 32 Ford. There's better cars for that. So I offered him what I thought was a fair amount, and he was like, absolutely, I'll ask my wife. And she said, get it out of the yard. So finally, after 8 years, we're cleaning all the dirt out of it so it don't rust anymore. Skippy loves his job, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you're doing a real fine job here. Real fine. Here, I'll get that out of the way for you. All right, keep up the good work. Yeah, we took out, I don't know how many 5-gallon buckets of dirt out of that thing. It's pretty rough shape, but it's a 32 Ford, so had to drag it home. All right, I'll check back in like 2 hours when that thing pumps the last 10 gallons of fuel out of the tank here. So slow. We should have used the stock tank before, but we didn't. All right, the old Hepatitis O2A is a fine fuel pump for $12, but don't trust it to get you to New Mexico and back, or even across town and back. All right, we got her so empty that I was able to lift it up there by myself. Yeah, Duff knows how strong I am. We got our tools picked up. Probably shouldn't have done that till I seen if this thing will start. I was gonna say cycle the key, but this stupid thing doesn't even have a key. I can hear it running. Cycle her a couple times. You know what you should do? You should definitely take the volume knob and make a 4-wheel drive knob out of it right next to each other. I'm sure nobody's ever thrown it in 4-wheel drive low. All right. Why does the radio come on every time you turn the key on? Slingshot engage.
Slingshot engaged.
Oh, shoot. You gotta press the brake pedal. Radio. There we go. Quarter tank of fuel. We'll fill her up. Check for leaks. That's what it says to do. Somebody's ready for an RIDE. We gotta get it off the lift first. You gonna pull the arms off on the other side? I'll do this side. Okay, I'll do it all. But hey, I tell you what, anybody, we got this Titan Tanks decal. If you want a Titan Tanks, they're gonna get thrown into the mix for a Titan Tanks decal. Chin packs our merch now, and matches. If you buy a book of matches, or multiple books of matches, or matches with anything else, you'll get thrown in the mix. You could possibly win this Titan XL fuel tank decal. Because I'm not gonna put it on it. I don't even have my own decals on my stuff. I'm weird like that. Bernie's got a couple on it, that's about it. Enough yapping. All right, let's go fill this thing up. Well, Duff, we got 42 gallons in, and there was about 10 in there, so yeah, 52 gallon tank. We can drive for miles. All of the rides. You gonna show them your layer? Yeah, so much room in the mega cab. Hey, what are you doing? Looking for french fries up there? All right, boys and girls, we made her back from our trip down to, well, we went to Puddin's down in Tecumseh, Oklahoma. Pulling a 2-place trailer, had the station wagon on the back and a Toyota Stout on the front and the international cab. And then we came back and we had the wagon and a Model A frame and a toolbox and some other stuff. And in between we unhooked and we blasted down to the Pate swap meet in Fort Worth, Texas. So all in all, this thing got about 20, just shy of 2,200 miles, something like that on it, over a 10-day span. When we were pulling the trailer, we were bucking a wind, much like today, the whole way. And we were down to like 4 or 5 miles a gallon at times. Probably average like 6 to 8 pulling that big trailer, cruise set at 80 going down interstate. But it worked great. The only gripe is the distance to empty, they said would be wrong, which is fine. They said it. But I'd get down to like a quarter tank, eighth of a tank, and I could still only get like, I think 37 gallons is the most I had. So they claim it's a 52 gallon tank, so I still had 15 gallons in there. So I don't really like that. But I think it's just because that tank is so long that 10 gallons is pretty low on the level. So I don't know. I'll have to do some playing around, get to know my truck a little bit better. Maybe throw a 6-gallon can of diesel in the back and see how, just push it, see how far we can go. But it definitely made a big difference with, instead of 31 gallons, like I said, we were functioning with like 35 to 37. So it helped out a little bit, and we weren't just grazing E. I knew there was more in there because every time I was filling up it was like 34, 36 gallons, whatever. So I knew we had a lot of fuel left in there, so I felt like pushing a little bit harder. But also I was in the middle of nowhere in a 2-place trailer, so you didn't want to get stranded. But it also helped out that we didn't have to swing into all these small town gas stations. We could pull into the bigger truck stops and stuff because we had that much more fuel, so we could go to the next stop. So all in all, I'm happy with the investment. Like I said, the only gripe is the fuel level. When it says an eighth of a tank, there's still like 15 gallons left in there, so I'll have to work on that a little bit. But yeah, if you've got a diesel, they probably make them for gases as well, and you do a lot of towing with a big trailer and just do a lot of driving, long distance hauls, check into these guys, these Titan fuel tanks. Right, Duff? All right, we'll catch you on the next one. Remember, it doesn't matter to get it done as long as you're having fun. Not having to stop for fuel, way more fun.